Hello and welcome to Raven's Arcana. I am Raven, and this is going to be step 3 of spiritual alchemy. So it's going to be separation. So a quick recap. We went through calcination, which was breaking down the ego. That was associated with the metal lead. So removing that lead weight that's been holding us down. And then we moved on to dissolution, which was dissolving identity with our false self. That was associated with the metal tin. So we began to heal, began to search for balance. And now we're moving on, once again, with separation. So this is going to be associated with Mars and also the metal iron. And iron's going to represent strength, courage, bravery, and finding that personal power that's within us. And when we talk about separation, what we're doing is going down even further into the depths of our psyche and essentially panning for gold. So we're pulling things up from the bottom. And if you know anything about panning for gold, if you're panning in water, a body of water, a river, a lake, then you pull that pan up and you have sediment. You sift through that, and then you have gold or gold flakes. And that's our whole goal here, is to transmute that lead along the way through the other metals into that gold. And so as we're separating everything from the bottom, we want to release that sediment, let it settle back down, and eventually it will dissolve in that essential sea of emotions and thoughts that we've created so we can analyze ourselves. And when we think about iron, typically I think about pumping iron, getting stronger, working out, exercising. You'd be looking for stamina. Now that requires a solid nutritional diet. If we think about transmuting that lead into gold with our thoughts and emotions, our spiritual self, we want to have thoughts and emotions that nourish our growth, that break through those barriers that have been set in our unconscious, so we can become stronger, faster, have more stamina. Now, previously in dissolution, we concentrated on specific events, typically traumatic events that affected us in a negative way, and how we interacted with the world. Now what we're doing is, as we're pulling, hopefully, the gold up, right, and that sediment, we're actually analyzing parts of ourselves that are essentially ingrained into our psychological DNA. So this is going to address programming, which could be what school you went to, what classes you took, from kindergarten all the way up to higher learning. This could be where you were raised, how you were raised, your family environment, your community environment. So city, state, county, country. Because as those ideas are programmed, as we are conditioned, as we are growing up, we have influences that we are not really conscious of. And typically that comes out into stereotypes, feeling or thinking a certain way about certain situations, about certain groups of people, and also how we embrace relationships, how we communicate, and, basically, again, how we think and how we feel about the world we live in. And so this is a really necessary step to break that programming, to break that conditioning, to really get down there and analyze everything that affects you, separate that sediment out that is not your true, authentic self. And keep that gold so we can continue to work on that. This is essentially, if we're talking about exercising, right, with iron and the pumping of iron, the sediment is all junk food. It is garbage food. It has no nutritional value. And it's almost like you didn't even know it was there. Like you just know that you feel and think a certain way about things. You have certain beliefs. You could have been raised in a religious family and you went, a quarter of your life believing what your family believed when you actually didn't have the opportunity or didn't really know because it was in your unconscious about how you really felt about religion or spirituality. Or you think about politics. You think about any type of knowledge. So when we have conditioning and we have programming like that, based on our environment as a young child, adolescent, and even through young adult to, middle age, if we haven't analyzed that part of ourselves and look for that junk food in our psyche, then we have blinders on. We can't address certain things. We can't even look at certain information because it doesn't fit into the mold that we were taught how to feel and how to think about something. And school's a big deal typically, right? I'm not against education, definitely not against higher education, but a lot of it has taught you and all of us what to think instead of how to think. And I think that's a great example if you look at it that way. Not that there's not vast amounts of knowledge that you can learn in a college, in a university, on your own. But a lot of it is opinionated. And a lot of your experiences through life are opinionated. And those opinions carry thoughts and emotions from other people that might not truly align with your authentic self. All right. And so our next step is going to be conjunction. So we're going to take that gold from the panning, from the sifting that we pulled from the bottom of our sea of thoughts and emotions. We're going to combine that all together, make sure that all of that is true, valid, authentic, and move on from there. So thank you so much for your time, for sticking around. Really appreciate it. If you like the video, if you like the series, give the video a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get alerts when I release more episodes in this series or any other content. And take care of yourself and have an amazing rest of your day. All right?